All right, these are my grade 12 learners. We are hoping the best out of them. And that is one of the reasons we see them earlier than the other classes, because we want to get as much contact time as possible. Ata, take out your homework. Oh, you have made a list. Kiss goodbye to your lunch today. Write your name. All right. So as I was saying, we are shifting the focus to paper 1. But before we can proceed to paper 1, let's look back at what you have done on Wednesday when you were writing your pre-trial. Remember, we had targets, ne? The first target was 8 and above. And you know what's the prize? Yeah, you know the prize. And then the second target was? 100. Above 100. And you know the prize, isn't it? I will talk about the prize later. So here, I was marking you, hoping that all of you will reach the target. But again, it's not the case, because some of you didn't manage to reach the target of 80 at least. Remember, 80 was the minimum that you need to obtain. So know that if you couldn't obtain 80 marks out of 150 marks, you are skating on thin ice, especially for paper 2, because paper 2 is our butter and bread. It's whereby you are supposed to earn as many marks as possible, because we know paper 1 is paper 1, isn't it? Yes. Paper 1 is paper 1. But for paper 2, make sure that you earn anything above 8 as much as possible. It was tough. It was really tough, because some of you didn't even surpass the 30 marks mark. 3 people couldn't reach above 30 out of 150. Know that you are in serious trouble if you can't at least reach above 30. Remember, we are going to 80 marks, isn't it? Yes. And now you are still below 30. Those 3 people, they will know their names, because here are the papers. And then 5 people managed to earn marks between 45 and 60. That's still not acceptable, isn't it? Because our target is 8. As well, those people will know their names, because here are the papers. And then 3 people managed to surpass 80 mark target. And they will get their things. Please clap hands for them. Only 3, remember, out of 16. Only 3 out of 16. And fortunately enough, another 3 managed to earn above 100. Clap hands for those. Okay, fine. Even if you didn't reach the 80 mark, but please, from today, make sure that whatever mark that you earned, going forward, you get more. You are not going backwards, isn't it? Yes. Because the examination is almost upon us. I will leave the answer script with you. You can do the tallying up later stage. But for now, please take out the question paper for me, so that we can talk about your challenges, Kenya and Makaula. But with the 2 of you, Makaula and Kenya, I have something good to say about you. The challenge that I've picked up with majority of you is that you are so negligent. That one is the first challenge. It's your enemy, and it's been your enemy ever since. You are so negligent. There are some questions whereby they say describe using a diagram. And when now you only draw a diagram and you don't describe. And I've been telling you this. If they said describe using an illustration, it means there must be a diagram as well as an explanation, isn't it? I'm saying there are questions whereby they say describe using a diagram or an illustration. It means they need to see these 2, not one of them. You need to describe at the same time as well and give an illustration. Or give an illustration as well as describe. It goes hand in hand, not one of them. There are so many questions out of this question paper where they say describe and explain. describe, and explain. For example, do you see question 3.4? 3.4? Question 3.4. Who doesn't have the question paper? Who doesn't have the question paper? I only have 2 remaining. I'll give this desk because there's nothing in this desk and this desk. You can share here. Do you see question 3.4? Yes. Do you see question 3.4? Yes. What are they saying in 3.4? What is the statutory freeport of a ship? Hang it. Yes. We all know what is a freeport. Yes. What is a freeport? Mato?
It's part of the ship's hull that is above the water.
It's the part of the ship's hull that is above the water. That is why they said free, because it's free of the water. It means it's dry. Ne? But another person can explain differently. Another one can say, Jose.
Is the distance above the waterline?
The vertical distance. That's the first part of your answer. The vertical distance. Continue, Jose.
Waterline to the
from the waterline to the main deck. Hang it. That's the freeport. As much as Mato explained the freeport differently, but it's still the same thing. Hang it. You need to explain this, guys. But the question also continues and say, illustrate this by means of a sketch showing the load line and the deck line. And I believe most of you are comfortable with drawing the plimsoll and those load line. Hang it. Ewe. But the majority of you still can't even draw these things. And it's plimsoll here too will have a classification society here, ne? And then it will be divided into two. Bese ziyavela ke lezi zinto ezifana nalezi ya. Ziyavela ngithi. Ziba ngaphi? Kwelicala ziba ngaphi? Ziba yi4. And I've always said that this one must coincide with this one. Hang it. Some of you can't even label these things. Okay, let's label this one first. This one is LR, not for left and right, but for Lloyd register. Hang it. But from here, we can indicate our freeport. If freeport starts here and ends there, if we say it's end there, this one will be our deck line, and this one will be our plimsoll, coinciding with ubani osama ngithi, and then the rest will follow. But we start with this one. This one is capital letter T, F, and this one is capital letter F. This one is capital letter T. This one is capital letter S. This one is capital letter W, and then WNA. WNA for Winter North Atlantic. It means that if the vessel is in summer salt water, the freeport must start here for summer freeport. Dang it. And in salt water, this one is S for salt. This one is T for tropical. This one is F for fresh. This one is tropical, fresh. So if the vessel is no longer in summer, during the summer season, and not either in salt water, but in fresh water, yes, in fresh water, the freeport must start here and ends there. Ubani, deck line. So there are so many different types of freeport. The reason babies are ngobani, no statue, ngobani, no statutory freeport. Statutory freeport. Statutory freeport, this is a vertical distance from a respective summer load line or plimsoll mark or load line mark up to the deck line. We are saying from the respective plimsoll mark because there are so many marks in the plimsoll. Sometimes there is winter, sometimes there is winter, North Atlantic. So someone who is in winter North Atlantic will have a higher freeport than someone in summer, or will have a low freeport. Will have a bigger freeport, dang it? The freeport will start from here and go all the way up to Ubani to deck line. So this one is bigger than that one, dang it? That's why. Because we are in different regions, and if vessel don't sink or then don't go deeper in the water the same way as in different regions. For example, in fresh water, the vessel goes much deeper than in salt water. Why is that? Because of the densities. The density of fresh water is not the same as the density of salt water. It's in the density of fresh water, guys. The density of fresh water, it's 1,00. This one is for fresh water. It's in the density of salt water. It's 1,025. This one is for salt water. What do we call the density in between these two? Yeah. What do we call the density? Not either 1.00, not either 1.025. For example, if we have 1.017, and it's 1.017 ton, is found in between these two. So we can't say this one is fresh water, and we can't say either this one is salt water. It's salt water if exactly it's 1.025. If it's anything above, it's no longer. Or if it's anything below, it's no longer salt water. Siyevana, ne? What do we call this density? Or what do we call this water? Because this one is fresh water, but this one is salt water, and this one we call it. Don't you remember Udok water? Don't you remember Udok water? As in capital letter D, W. Don't you remember this? You know it. Oh, thanks God. At least you remember, but you don't know it. You only remember it because I've reminded you of it. And that's your problem. It's because you are negligent. You take some of the things for granted. I come here in class and I explain these things to you, but you take them for granted. I've explained this one as well. It's not the first time, but you will see. If I can give you a classwork to say, draw a plimsoll mark and indicate a statutory freeport for winter season. Some of you might be having a challenge to indicate that. And this time I'm specifying, but I want freeport for winter. So a freeport for winter will start from where? We'll start from Imaka winter, ne? And go all the way up to Bani, decline. And I can't accept Muntu who can, at this stage, write these capital letters in correct order. I can't. How, Kabating? How, boy? You are so late. I humble Siphamandla. Humble Siphamandla. You're so right. How we? Oh, I was saying, guys, you are negligent. You are negligent because you don't pay attention to questions. And you don't pay attention to some of the stuff that we do in class. And it comes back to bite you in examination situation. However, I wanted to say something good about these two, Makaula and Ginya. Makaula and Ginya show something different from the rest of you. They read the questions, they understand the questions, and they attempt to answer the question asked. That's the first thing that you need to do. Remember, you are trying to earn mark. And the only way you can earn mark is to answer the question. But before you can answer the question means understand the question. By question if you understand by question if then you can attempt to answer. Maybe you know the answer, or maybe you don't know the answer. But as long as you know what the question wants, you can attempt to answer. These two have shown me that they are reading the question. For example, hi guys, let's go to 1.3. Let's go to 1.3. Do you see 1.3? 1.3. Like this, like this, like this. Basically, full stop. Full stop. Yes, ne? But that's not the end of the question. And then I think that's the real part of the question, the critical part of the question, whereby they say, what is the responsibility? What is the responsibility of? What is the responsibility of? I. What is the responsibility of? I got you. I told you the other day, that's Nina, guys. You don't trust yourself. Look now, I'm asking, finish up the question. What is the responsibility of? What is the responsibility of? Aye, you need to say that with pride and with confidence. Now you sound as if there's something wrong that you have said. And you think, wow, hi, let me not say this again. You are not confident. You don't trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, am I going to trust you? No. Am I going to trust you? The person that you are answering the questions to, is he or she going to trust you? No. Show some level of trust. When you explain something with confidence so that someone who's marking you will be able to give you marks. Otherwise, he or she will not give you marks. Now, finish up the question. The question says, what is the responsibility of? Each of these. I don't hear you. I want to hear you clearly. What is the responsibility of? Each of these. I'm looking for this word, each. I'm looking for this word, each. How many marks? 5. How many marks? 5. So you need to explain what there. You need to explain the responsibility of each vessel. So if there are 5 vessels, how many explanations for vessel that you will give? You will give 5 different explanations, hang it? You will give an explanation for vessel number 1, for vessel number 2, for vessel number 3. Because they said, give the responsibility of each vessel. None of you gave the responsibility of both vessels. And it's in a crossing situation, we have 2 vessels. Yes, we have 2 vessels. Yes. Other one is coming from this side, the other one is coming from that side, dang it? Yes. So they're going to cross their path. What is the responsibility of vessel A? I normally call them vessel A, dang it? Yes. And vessel B. Can I throw it on the board? Yes. Kenya, you know when we say vessel are crossing each other, it means there might be a vessel lying there. Remember, it's moving, isn't it? And there's also a vessel that is situated there. It's also moving. So this vessel, after 2 minutes, will not be in this same position. Maybe it will be in this position, isn't it? Because it's moving. And it means it's moving forward, isn't it? Sometimes it is moving astern, but this one we believe that it's moving forward. So is this one. So if we can extend their part, this is the part for vessel A, and this is the part for vessel B. Do we understand each other? So at some point, this vessel might meet here, and it's not guaranteed, but by the time this one is here, this one will also be here, isn't it? But because their path is crossing, there is a risk of collision or a close quarter situation for that matter. A close quarter situation will be there if the distance is very minimal between them. Maybe by this time the vessel B is here, vessel A is somewhere here. Do you see the vessel is very minimal? So there is a close quarter situation. And if there is a close quarter situation, we need to take actions. But before the actions, you need to know the responsibility. And I told you that the responsibility starts with separating this thing of give way and stand on vessel. The other one would be called stand on, the other one would be called give way. Which one is going to be called give way between the two? Which one is going to be called stand on between the two? You need to know the aspect. The aspect means that this vessel is approaching this vessel from which direction or from which side. This one is approaching this vessel, vessel A, from aspect Yawabani, our starboard, dang it. So vessel B sees the starboard side of vessel A, but vessel A sees the port side of vessel B. If we know those two, we can be able to separate this thing of stand-on vessel and give-way vessel. According to Corex, they say the vessel that has the other on her own starboard. And this is the starboard of this vessel. But this is the port of this vessel. While this is the port of this vessel. And then the starboard of this vessel. So Corex says, check which vessel has the other vessel on her own starboard. Between vessel A and vessel B, which vessel has the other on her own starboard side? Is it vessel A or B? A. Vessel A has vessel B on her own starboard side, dang it? So between the two, who is the give way? Is it vessel A or vessel B? Vessel A is the give way. And then vessel B is the stand on. So now if you know which one is the give way and which one is the stand on, you need to tell us the action of vessel A and the actions of vessel B. Any ideas, guys? King, uyicacisile command. Ufike wacacisa irresponsibility ka vessel A, waphinda wacacisa irresponsibility of vessel B. The responsibility of vessel A is to keep clear according to corrects. Whichever way possible, keep clear of vessel B. How to keep clear in a crossing situation? You alter course. Which direction? To the port side or to the starboard side? Vessel A must alter course to starboard side if the circumstance of the case allows or admit. Starboard side, this is the starboard side, dang it. So if the circumstance of the case, vessel A, of which is the vessel that has the other on her own starboard side, must alter her own course to the starboard side. Don't be afraid because the vessel is on the starboard side. I need to go to the opposite direction. No, we are altering the course to the starboard side because we are trying to avoid crossing ahead of vessel B. That's what correct says. Says avoid crossing ahead of the vessel that is on your own starboard side. And if the circumstance of the case, alter course to the starboard and come around the stern of the vessel that is crossing you. Isn't so? Yes. That is the case, isn't it? That was the responsibility for vessel A. Are you done? Are you done? No. How many vessels are here?
2 vessels.
2 vessels, isn't it? So do you think by explaining this, when I already have 5 marks? No. How many marks maybe?
3.
Aye, why 3? 2. Who? 2. Maximum of 3. And then you need to explain what is the responsibility of vessel B. And if vessel B is a stand-on vessel. Yes. And a stand-on vessel is required by the rules to maintain course and speed, but with caution. However, that's not all, because corrects prior rules. And need to not give way action, no stand-on action. Prior stand-on action. They further explain that if the situation worsens, this vessel also must take actions. By her maneuver alone, for that matter. Forget about this vessel. This vessel was supposed to alter course to starboard side, dang it. What if this vessel didn't, and really didn't, alter course to starboard, and went on, and on, and on? Do you see we are approaching each other, dang it? Heading for collision. Are you going to sit when because you are a stand-on vessel? Yes. No. You are going to take actions to avoid collision by your maneuver alone. Whatever action possible. But not altering course to port side. This vessel will never alter course to port side. Because if she alter course to port side, this one will be also altering course to starboard side. And you see what is happening? Do you see? Do you see? Do you see? Yes. Okay. So she must think of something else. Maybe reducing the speed or going astern. Or making a donut shape. You are so negligent in that, guys. And the challenges, here they are. You are failing to understand this thing of responsibility between vessels and the actions between vessels. And another thing is this thing of lights. The lights really are giving you a hard time. All right, so guys, you need to be familiar with rules from rule 21 up to rule 30. Yeah, you need to be familiar with those rules because they are not only explaining the lights, but they are also explaining the shapes. And it's in your words, nama shapes, but you need to be familiar with them. Yes. Do you know different types of shapes? If I were to give you now different types of shapes, will you be able to explain what this one is what? Yes. The shapes, ne? Can I do that now? And please don't confuse the shapes from Corex with the shapes from EAL, and the colors from shapes with the colors from EAL and from Corex, isn't it? Yes. It's almost the same thing, but they are not the same. Let's look at this shape here. I'm sure we all know this shape, Kabatinho, ne? Kabatinho, you know the name of this shape that is about to pop up here. The name of the shape is? Sphere. It's a sphere, ne? Yes. Or a black ball, ne? Yes. One black ball. If you name it, you say it's one black ball, because some of the vessels have more than one black ball to indicate the status or their name, isn't it? Yes. The vessel that will be displaying this one means what? It's a vessel at? Where is it going to display this shape? Forward or aft? Forward of the ship or aft? If I have this vessel and it's at anchor, the shape land is going to come up. They come up with it, noma phayana, noma phaya phambili. Where? Tele. Where? Hi. Don't you me? Where? Sisi, tell me. Is it the first time hearing about this thing? Why are you not able to tell me if I told you before? Do you know the reason? Should I tell you the reason? It's the negligent. You don't care. I told you, but still you can't tell me back because you are so negligent. And that one is going to bite you. This shape will be displayed forward of the vessel, isn't it? During the day or during the night? Day. During sunrise to sunset or during sunset to sunrise? Sunrise to sunset. During sunrise to sunset. So if you say during sunrise to sunset, the moment the sun sets, are you going to take it off? Are you going to take it down? No. You're going to leave it there? Yes. Why? But you said to me during the day, and you even said during sunrise and sunset. Now it's sunset. It's no longer sunrise to sunset. Now we are starting this thing of sunset to sunrise. Are you going to take it down? Huh? Matt, are you going to take it down? No. But the rule says 100% during sunrise to sunset, this shape must be there if you are at anchor. Now because it's sunset to sunrise, and we know that someone will not see this shape. Remember, it's black, isn't it? Yes. And at night it's also dark. It's not black. Hi guys. Hi. At night, is it black or dark? It's dark. It's dark. You can almost say black, but it's not black. Can you black intention, guys? Oh, this is black color, ne? So you want to tell me that at night, kunje? Aye. So because at night someone will not see this shape, we leave it there. And we are avoiding this thing of taking it down every sunset and put it back every sunrise. Down, yabo? Yes. Aye. Who's going to do that job? Who? Aye. What is the name of this shape? It's a black cylinder shape, ne? Yes. Which vessel is going to display this shape?
It's constrained by a draft.
That will be a vessel constrained by a draft, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey, let me ask, what does constrained by a draft mean? Can anyone explain to me constrained by a draft? Even though it's self-explanatory, but you can't explain to me a vessel constrained. The word constrained means you are limited, dang it? Yes. You are constrained, you are limited. Yes. You can't do as you wish. Yes. The word constrained. It continues and say, by her draft. So it means the limitation to this vessel is due to what? To her draft, dang it? Yes. What is the draft? The draft is the vertical distance from the waterline to the keel of the vessel, isn't it? Yes. So if we say you are limited to maneuver as you wish due to your draft, we means what, especially with your draft? Is your draft too small or your draft too big? Too big. Your draft is too big, isn't it? Yes. Now, this thing of draft goes hand in hand with the depth of water. If you say the draft is too big, is the depth also too big? Huh? Okay, the draft is too big. But with the draft that is too big, the depth is too small. If there is a difference, there is maybe a point or a decimal of a difference. So it means any mistake, you shift your direction, you will be in a grounding situation. Anything has a grounding. Yes. Grounding means the vessel is touching the bottom of the ocean, yes, one way or another. Yes. So now you can't go either starboard or port. You only have to go to a forward direction, one direction, until the situation clears up. Maybe your draft in relation to the depth becomes more increasing. Yes. Is the draft increasing? No. The drafts remain the same, but the depth increases as you go away from the shore to the sea. Makaula, are you with me? Yes. Sure. So Kazula Jalomin. That's any shape. The name of this shape? It's a diamond shape, isn't it? Yes. A black diamond shape. Can you do it? Kabatin, the name of this shape? It's a black diamond shape. That's not enough for you to know. Yes, you know it's a black diamond shape, but for which vessel? To indicate what exactly? That one will be displayed by a vessel engaged in towing operation. Guys, stop this thing of trying to simplify things. I will talk about her very soon. You are explaining these things as if you are explaining it to your friend or someone who will help you if there is something that you didn't say. No, it's not the case. This one does not know you. And he or she does not want to know you. He wants to give you marks if you deserve marks. And he will not give you marks if you don't deserve marks. So stop this thing of explaining as if you are explaining to someone who knows you or maybe who adores you. Hi. This one does not care about you. If he or she feels like when now you are not doing what she expects, you will not get marks from her or from him. This one will be displayed by a vessel engaged in towing operations, not in towing. It might sound like the same thing, fine. Okay, maybe when we are talking in class, we might say towing. If I'm asking a question referencing to a vessel engaged in towing, I will say, okay, because I know you know. But when you are writing, please try to write as much as you can. Vessel engaged in towing operation, that one will be better. All vessel engaged in towing operations will display this shape, all of them. Yes. Now, land of Utica towing, there are two vessels. Yes. There is one that is stalling. Yes. There is one that is stalling. So if we are saying towing, so it means there is a rope here or a connection. It can be a rope or a cable. This cable runs from this vessel to that vessel. If this one moves forward and this one also moves forward, this one is called a vessel towing. This one is called a vessel towed. Kufana like overtaking. If this vessel is moving slowly, this one is moving faster. This one is called a vessel overtaking, but this one is a vessel overtaken. You are so negligent. You couldn't see question 1.2, but kufuneka yipi irresponsibility. Bake bathetha ngo-overtaking. Mhlambe lapha somewhere kwi-statement. Angazi. Is there anything talking about overtaking? Angazi. You tell me. Really, you tell me. Is there anything talking about overtaking? What action should a power-driven vessel take when being overtaken? How many marks? 7. You need to try your level best and explain everything and anything that you know about a vessel being overtaken. And when you are not doing that, particularly na corner lap, it's fine. What is where is this one? Oh, nine. The name of the shape is? So, Kabati, Kab, you don't just say corn. Explain the color of this cone. Yes, it's a cone, ain't it? And this cone is not as the other cone. The other cone will normally point up, ain't it? Yes. But this one is also pointing up. No. So Kabatinho, if you explain this particular, because this one is the one that you have in front of you, not that one. I need to see the difference or hear the difference if I can't see it. So to make me hear the difference, you are going to say it's a black cone facing downwards. And then if you see this one, you are going to say this one is a black cone facing upward. Remember, John, if you see a cone facing upward, it's an indication, it's a message to you. Can you interpret the message from this cone facing upward? Can you? Can you? If you see a cone facing downward, it's a message. Can you interpret the message from a cone facing downward? Huh? 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 And chances are, you are not going to interpret. Because Nina, you are not friends with this one. Atab, this one should be your best friends or best friend. At the back of your book, there's also something like this. Something like this, whereby they explain you straight. In particular, the signals. The signals might be light signals, might be shape signals, might be sound signals. Zikhona ngithi lezi sound signals angithi. Abantu funjalo namanje abakwazi ukuhlula between e-fog signals and maneuvering signals and warning signals. The question might ask for fog signal or might ask for maneuvering signals or even for warning signal. And in this particular question paper, they were asking for how many marks? Who are? And none of you gave me those maneuvering. And you know them from grade 10. Awumazi in one shot blast. Awumazi 2 shot blast. Awumazi 3 shot blast. Awuzazi lezi zinto zisho ukuthini? 1 shot blast means altering course to 2 shot blast means come on guys, really? That's how you throw 8 marks away for such silly questions? You see, people still can't draw the lights of different types of vessel. Here are the lights for you. Here are the lights, and they explain themselves. Here are the lights. If you can't interpret this one, go back to a theory part of it. This is a diagram. This is a theory part of it from Rule 21. From Rule 21 ke base becacisa kahle uba kwenzakalani ku Rule 21 kwenzakalani. What is a mustard light? Mustard light, what is the mustard light? What is the color of the mustard light? In which arc are you going to see the mustard light? An arc of 225 degrees ahead, dang it. Kodwa khona abantu abathetha all round if ebhala all mustard light. Wanisa ngizova. Angithi bekuthetha ngo-constraint phaya. Constraint by a draft. Sure. Kodwa ke phaya ku-radar plotting ndiyaye ndithi C, B, D, R. Ngizama ukuncedisana nawe njalo. Izinto sizigcine together. Kungabikho into esivalela ngaphandle. CPD for radar plotting means what? Ginya S. I was explaining it on Saturday. Yeah. OC is for constant. Yes, Angit? Yes. La. OC is for constant. UB is for? UD is for? UR is for? If this is the case, is there a risk of collision or no risk of collision? There is a risk of collision, Angit? And if there is risk of pollution, you need to take actions, isn't it? Yes. Where are you going to take the actions from? Where are you going to take the actions from? From corrects. That is why we don't leave these things ngaphandle, because at the end of the day, they come back together. But in this case, when you say CPD, it's a vessel constrained by a draft. And we need to zoba the light of this vessel from which aspect? From ahead, dang it. Now, you see, you are going to draw a light of a vessel from ahead and also fail to indicate which side is green, which side is red. Come on, guys. Do you see this vessel from ahead? Yes. Do you see this vessel from ahead? Yes. Green, in relation to you. Left. Yes. Green is on your left, hang it? Yes. On your left, hang it? Yes. And then red is on your right. On which side is green? No. On which side is green? Left. On which side is red? Right. This is red or green? Red. This is green. Why is this case? Because we see the vessel from ahead. If you see the vessel from an ahead aspect, the green light, because your is coming to you, will be on your left, hang it? And then the red light will be on your right. Don't draw this light as if it's your vessel. It's the other vessel. Yes, in your vessel, red will be in this side, hang it? And then green will be in this side, because green for starboard and red for port. But this is not you. It's her you are drawing the lights for. So if the vessel is seen from ahead, red on the right, and then green on the left. However, it's CPD. Yes, these ones are fine. Now, people are not labeling this light. This one is a side light, hang it? Yes. Please label, but this one is a side light. In bracket, uti, port. We know about capital letter R is for red. Again, this one is what? It's still a side light, hang it? But this one is for starboard. And when you don't write STPD, you write starboard in full, hang it? Yes. Sure. Who are you? Helen, hang it? Yes. Who am I? It's your name. With pride. Oh, Tatagalwan. But it's fine. I am emphasizing when now you will be writing starboard in full. Sure, hang it? And then the color is green. Fine. That's not all. What are the colors to indicate the status of CPD? Red. How many? So you can give me this and say these are R. These are all round. Yes. These are all round red light. All round red light. All round red light. Oh, fun. However, this vessel was said to be how many meters? This vessel was said to be how many meters? 50 meters. Is it 50 exactly? The vessel is a Latin tank, ain't it? And is of more than 50 meters. It's more than 50 meters. Abash would see 50 exactly. Maybe it's 78 or 79 meters, ain't it? Yes. And its value 79 is still more than 50 meters. Yes. Sure. So okay, if this vessel is more than 50 meters, the light will be special. How many masted light? How many masted light? 2 masted light, hang it? The other one high as possible, white, ne? The other one low, now is also white. The separation between them is how many meters? 4.5 meters. I would be fuming to see you writing this masted light like this. Are you telling me this is 4.5 meter separation? Are you telling me that? This can be a 2 meter separation. Yes, 2 meter separation. Because that's what correct says. Says the light must be separate or must be separated by at least how many meters? By 2 meters. But if mustard light zona must be separated by how many meters at least?
5.
By how many? By 4.5 meters. Why do we separate the lights by 4.5 meters? We want to make sure that from you it's clear that there are how many lights? There are 2. Imagine if you were coming from a distance. Let me draw this. And it is the earth is a sphere. Normally when we draw ulwandle, we draw it like this, isn't it? So we say maybe the vessel is sitting there. The vessel is sitting there. So this one will be here, né? And then the other one will be there, isn't it? Sure. That's the first mustard light. That's the second mustard light. So when now you are coming from there with your own boat or a dinghy, are you going to see these vessels light separate?
Yes.
Let's put this person here. And then from here, where's my rule? Do you see the line of sight? Ngendlela ajonge ngayo yena lo mntu lo. Maye wabona la light awucingi ba wabona endaweni eyodwa. Ewe, it's the case. He observed this light as the more or less the same position. It's because of the distance from this ship to that ship, isn't it? Xa iwajongile ubone ngazo leli light is on the same position as that light. There is no much separation between them, isn't it? But if there is a distance of more than 4.5 meters between them, the other one maybe will be located there. If the other one is located there, the same person will see this light as a different light, isn't it? Yes. And again, that light as a different light. I'll show Abon there how many mustard lights in this case. If he observed 2 mustard lights, we are this vessel is over 50 meters. Are you sure? I'm done talking today. Now, I'm sure you are familiar with this, isn't it? The sectors, isn't it? Do you see the sectors? Yes. The name of this light here, I'm not sure whether you see the name of this light here is? The name of the light is? It's a port side light, isn't it? Yes. And you can see the color is? Yes. The name of this light is a? Starboard side light, and the color, as you can see, is? Yes. Now, the name of this light here, it's a? It's a stern light. And the color is white. Now, I want to remind you that if the vessel is seen from ahead, you will not see one of the lights. And one of the lights that you will not see is a stern light. I suspect you. Where is the bank stern light? Ban. Show up. Show up. Someone drew a diagram from an ahead view. Also, stern light fire. How possible is it when now you will see all these lights coming from ahead as well as a stern light? Kanti ayisho lento le ukuthi i-stern light sona i-sector yaso iqala la kuphele khona u-side light, angithi? And where port side light was beginning to show. Angithi side light wakaport is beginning to show from right ahead all the way to 2 points above the path. Where you can't see this one, you will only see the other one, angithi? Where you don't see this one, you will see the other one, not the 2 of them at the same time. Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Chin. Do you see an all-round light?
Yes.
It's shown all over 360 degrees. So it means from ahead you will see it, hang it. From the starboard side you will also? From the port side you will also? From astern you will also? And this one is a? It's a flashing light, hang it. Flashing means it will only show different sectors within a certain time interval,
Yes.
maybe for 4 seconds it will be on, but for 10 seconds it will be off, on, off, on, yabo. But from all directions. Can someone from ahead see the flashing light? Can someone from astern see the flashing light? Yes. It's a flashing light. Its sector is shown all over 360 degrees. But you will only see it during certain periods and not see it during certain period. It's a flashing light after all. It is shown all over 360, but during certain periods, kabading. Now the lighthouse is here. The lighthouse you can see from the sea, and you also can see it from town. And someone from Elokshin can also see it. But maybe the other one who see it from Ilogishi, while he can see it, the other one from the sea can't see it. You understand the lighthouse 27 kanjani? Yes. The light yakho iya flash, but there is technology that is used. The technology that is used inendlela yokuthi ilivimbe from this side. Mayisalvimbile from this side, izobe ingalvimbanga from the other side, angithi? Xa silvimbile from the other side, izobe ingalvimbanga from the other side. It's flashing kuwe na kuye futhi it's also flashing. Angazi umeyiva manje? Awiva at all. Not entirely. Xa ufuna ukwenza i-light flash wena, what will you do? What would you do? You turn it on and off. I wonder who's going to be sitting there 24 hours, switching it on, switching it off, switching it on, switching it. Who is going to sit there? A full-time job. Who is going to be seated there doing this thing? This is my flashlight, hang it. This is my flashlight, hang it. Is it flashing right now? No, it's a fixed light, hang it. Now I want to make this light flash. You are going to tell me Banzo man indeed. Now it's flashing on your side, hang it. But when I was Wuti, what is making this light flash? While on the other side, I'm busy pressing so that it can flash. So that it can. Hey, who's going to do this? Who? Really? Mato, can you take this job of doing this thing? It's one ridiculous job, this one. So what they do, they apply something that will be stopping the view of the light from someone. And someone, they will design something that will hide the light and show the light. Hide the light, show the light. That's flashing light. So you need to learn. Can you see the light?
Yes.
Aye, Ndomela. Can you see the light?
Yes.
Can you see the light? Yes. Can you see the light? Can you see? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see? Really mad. So this is what makes the flashing light. Something will be hiding the light from you. But while it is hidden from you, someone will also see the light. And is it jigeleza? I lighthouse kahle kahle iyajigeleza kanjia. I lighthouse. If we call it kahle iyajigeleza kanjia. So njengoba ijigeleza kuwena ayibonakala ngithi. Kumina njengoba ijigeleza kumo iyabonakala. But kumato ayibonakala. Xa ijigeleza you can all see it, but I can't see it. And then it will come back to me. It will come to you. Come back to me. Come back to you. At the end of the day, it's a flashing pattern. I wanted to highlight this. The lights that you see from the board are the lights for the sailing vessel. Yes. Man, what do you put on my light sailing vessel? My light sailing vessel, Mbalwa, it's red over green, not the other way around. And then there is this thing next to it. They say not combined latent. As if we combine latent. Combine latent. Combine latent. Check at the back of your book. Check at the back of your book. I'm looking for a combined latent. There's A, B, C, go page 46. Page 46. There's A, B, C. Do you see C?
Yes.
Do you see C? C. Do you see C? You see, there is only one light, and as high as possible, ne? The name of that light is a combined latent. The reason we say combined latent, it's because we see different colors in one. We see different colors in one light. There is green, there is red, and also there is white. It's a combination. How combined? A combination. Another thing, for a sailing vessel, they said, where if I mustard light to be sailing vessel? Are we in the sailing vessel continued? Sailing vessel continued. Do you see a red light over green light? Do you see a green light on your left? Do you see a red light on your right? And then there's this one, hang it. This one will only be shown if you are coming from the stand, because it's a stand light. How bafan. The name of this shape, Kabatinho, is? The name of this shape is? So the name of this shape is? It's a black cone facing downwards. Indicates a vessel is a sailing vessel, it. But if it's a sailing vessel and has got this type of shape, means what? Back to definitions. Definitions said a sailing vessel, it's a vessel that is propelled by sail using the wind aspect. If the machinery is fitted, the machinery at the time is not functioning or is not activated. However, the moment the vessel switch on the machinery or the propulsion, propulsion value from maritime economics.
Yes.
The moment the vessel switch on the propulsion, does the vessel continue to be a sailing vessel? No. It's no longer a sailing vessel, isn't it? However, now it's a power-driven vessel. Why a power-driven vessel? The machine is driving the vessel. Power propelled by machinery. So if a vessel is displaying this shape, it's telling you that I was a sailing vessel, no longer a sailing vessel, but now a power-driven vessel. And pin the foot, the vessel indicates that I was a sailing vessel, but no longer a sailing vessel, a power-driven vessel, because the machinery is operating, hang it. Now, why are number shapes? This one, what is the name of this shape? This one first. This one is? It's two black cones, ne?
Yes.
Facing each other. If I na payagwa iyal. West, east. West, it. I even told you, if you see this one, think of a class. Do you know this class, isn't it? Yes. Hey, so if you see this shape here, it tells you that this is a fishing vessel, isn't it? Yes. It's a fishing vessel. But it's a vessel engaged in fishing operations. This one tells you that. And this one tells you what? It's a black cone facing upward, isn't it? Yes. This black cone facing upward tells you that in this direction of this shape, there is an extending gear for more than 150 meters. And it's a vessel, a fisher with certain types of fishing apparatus. Yes. Maybe one. Examples. One. Yes. Fishing nets, ne? Yes. What else? Yes. Fishing rods, ne? Yes. What else? Sometimes bucket, sometimes spears, yes. The crate. Yeah, now we crate. We also have crates, but that one, we normally harvest the underlying at the sea bottom. We place the crate there, and there are this marine life that will come inside the crate and think they have found home. Maybe after 6 months, and then we go take out the crate. When we take out the crate, it will be full of those family members there inside the crate. Because now they think they have a home, ne? Yes. They will sit there, relax. The first month is over. We are still safe. The second month, you see, they spread, dang it. And then Tina will say, it's 6 months now. For sure. There are so many family members in that crate. And then we take the crate. Yes, it's a fishing method as well. Fishing using crate. Basket. Washing basket. As in your pin. Yeah, that's correct. You can take upin ujule manzini uzo sinka, but you have a rope connected, dang it. And then uzo sinka nje. Bese when we are utsala, while utsala somewhere along the path, the fish will be going in, dang it. And then you bring it back, and then there are family members inside there. Shosho, ne? Shosho. Those were the light. Now I want to end my lesson talking about one of the things that troubles you a lot. There are so many shapes, but I'm done with this one because the name of this vessel resisted in her ability to maneuver it. The name of this vessel? Vessel not under command. Amalaita kona zobanjan. How many red? All round. Yes, all round, dang it. And then you can add the side lights accordingly. Yeah. And this one. This one is still a vessel resisted in ability to maneuver. But this one, because there are 2 spheres on the other side and there are 2 diamonds on the other side, indicates something extra, additional information. Why? There is danger associated with this vessel. So you need to know on which side is the danger and on which side is not the danger. It. So the danger is not on which side? On your right. Ndibulelana lonto. Ngoba wena njengamanje you don't see which side of this vessel in alama diamond, dang it. And you don't know which side of this vessel in amaspheres out to, dang it. But you can see uba it's on my right. So on my right is safe, dang it. And on my left is not safe because there is an obstruction. So if you are taking actions to avoid collision this time, which side do you go? You alter course to your right, ne? Yes. But we don't have your right qua maritime, but you alter course to your starboard side. And the phone specify la uti to my starboard side. To my starboard side, because it will be you in the examination. To my starboard side. And then for sure the person marking you will understand what you are saying. Hi Bo, have you ever seen 3?
Yes.
3 green.
Yes.
In a triangle shape like.
Yes.
Ha. Do you want some time?
You have.
All right. Guys, we're going to do interviews. I need 2 volunteers. Might do the first one. Second one is? Who? Okay. Am I yours? Am I all yours? Am I yours? So I think we will take at least 5 minutes from the lesson. You see, if you see these green lights in a triangle shape, it means that it's a vessel engaged in mine clearance operations, isn't it? Yes. But you will see the lights during the night or during the day? During the night. What are you going to see during the day? Shapes. You're going to see the shapes, black spheres, isn't it? In the same situation, some sort of ganja, isn't it? Also in a triangle shape. For a constraint by draft. Yes. And then this one is 3 spheres in a vertical line. Yes. One above the other. Means what? The vessel aground. Yes. Are you going to see this during the night? No. What are you going to see during the night? You are going to see We are going to see 2 all round red lights. U3 nje nangebhodini okasiphi dimfana yini kanti? Yini? And I'm happy because on the other side, this side we see them like directly above each other, ain't it? But we don't want to see this in reality, because in reality, if you can see this thing, you will not be able to determine by how many exactly. You will see something black there, but you can't count them by 1, 2, 3, ain't it? So in reality, you see something like this. You can see clearly here about how many are there. How many are there at tab? How many? 3. They are telling you something. Interpret the message. Message it in now. If you see 3, means what? It's a vessel aground. Ebusuku uzobona ntoni? Sure. Nayo into endifunayo. Umntwana abe khona eclassini. Hayi. Now my situation, now my scenarios, now my scenarios. Do you still remember the signal to send it distress? Do you still remember the signal to send it distress? Zingapho sibona upha. Z16 angit. Can you name them all? Why not? Can you name them all? Yiphi vessel le? The name of this vessel? The name of this vessel is? A vessel? The vessel resisted inability to? Iqala ku red, igqithe ku white, iphele kubani? Ku red. Lo white omunye usenzansi means what? Nalaha white omunye ophezulu means what? Means the vessel is more than 50 meters. Angithi niyakwazi lokho? Sure. But am I going to see them directly above each other like that? No. You give them a space in between. A 2 meter between the normal light and a 4.5 meter between one masthead and the other masthead. As you can see them from the board. Hayi mina bantwana bami ke, hayi ke mina bantwana bami, hayi ke mina bantwana bami, hayi ngeke, hayi. I think that's our 5 minutes. Guys, lalelani. You have a problem with remembering formulas. Now, you have a problem remembering the formulas. And yet you are aware that the formulas will never be given to you. Yes. But now what you need to do? I cram. I hate that word. You need to, don't memorize. You need to know them. Yes. Don't cram it. When you cram it, it will crack. And when it cracks, you might never recover. Don't cram it. Nanila, before your pali test, nanikumbuza lama formula o calculator theta. Nale formula calculator o distance for plane sailing as well as for umeketa sailing. Yes. What is the formula to determine theta for plane sailing? It will be tan theta is equal to over until the batoba. Tan theta is equal to departure over. No one is reading from his or her own book, isn't it? Yes. It's something that is your second nature. You don't cram it. You make it part of your life. Yes. Or at least part of your life until you write the examination, and then you can say, I'm done, man. How? And then the formula to calculate the distance says the distance is the d-lat over we thatha the formula ethi d long 6. Yes. The homework you can write it on your books. You can write it on your books. How wenzani kanga wena? Wenzani kanga wena? Uzefota up. Oh, abangakwazi ukufota? Akekho umuntu akwazi ukufota? Yes. Hayi, proceed. Homework yakho ke le. And as of today, it's the last time I'm talking about paper 2. I'll be talking more about paper 1. So that is one of the things where I found a lot of challenge. Yeah, I've been just got to see the challenges. And any challenge, guys, abantu banengxaki phaya kwi direction. Yabo lento yo cyclone no anticyclone.
Yes.
Ne? Uba xa ngabe ku anticyclone in the northern hemisphere zijikela ngapha noma zijikela ngapha. Ayabantu banengxaki, guys. Asenze neyoto ukugqibela. Angithi niyamazi ucyclone. Uyafana no depression. Depression angithi cyclone.
Yes.
Is it a low pressure or high pressure?
It's a low.
It's a low pressure, angithi.
Yes.
In the southern hemisphere ijikeleza ngaka anti-clockwise noma ijikeleza ngaka clockwise.
Clockwise.
Southern hemisphere ijikeleza clockwise, angithi. So ndingathi nje ndithi nje angithi sithi ulolo nangithi. Kulolo izoba ncinci kakhulu esiphakathini angithi. So ndifaka u990 emva kwa990 ndifaka u950 emva kwa950 ngifaka bani? 1000. Ewe ne? Sho phela yilo le nangithi. Angithi sithi Southern hemisphere lo. Sho. Southern hemisphere? Yes. Ziyangena noma ziyaphuma? Ziyangena angithi. Southern hemisphere zijikeleza ka clockwise, ngithe ka clockwise. So mangabe ndifaka ziyangena. Iyabonakala le nto ukuthi iyajikeleza. Iyangena ngithi it's inward. But the direction is moving clockwise, angithi. So zonke they must have a formal spiral. Not ukuthi I will see the other one like this and then all of a sudden I will see the other one like this. Is this formal? No, this one is not formal anymore. It's not uniform anymore, angithi. Because the other one is telling a different story and the other one is also telling a different story. They all need to tell us a same story. Into wrong 950. Lapha. Oh, benifuna ukuthi 995, ne? Yeah, benifuna 995. Mato, you remain behind, ne? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yours? Oh, yeah, don't eye me here. Oh. I said keep these papers. I said keep these papers.